Hey guys, Cam315, joined by my co-host, The Red Wolf, and we are back with another episode review, well, episodes reviews for you guys, but mostly just kind of covering episode 3 of Dangers in My Heart. I know, we missed the first 2 episodes. We were just lazy.
Yes.
But regardless, I'm just happy to now start talking about Dangers in My Heart. It's up there for probably one of the best romance series that I've ever watched, and I continue to just enjoy waking up every Saturday now to watch the show. Dangers in My Heart season 1 was an underrated, show. I don't think a lot of people talked about it, but if you watched it, it was definitely a sleeper. I already made my whole review about season 1 and everything. But the first 2 episodes, they were nice. I liked the first 2 episodes. It was kind of getting ourselves reintegrated with the characters. And obviously, you have the thing where Ichikawa is still kind of struggling to have that confidence in himself. But you kind of have it to where in this episode, episode 3, my man is, I won't say he's thirsty, but he knows what he wants.
Pretty well. Even Yamada's a little thirsty in some moments too.
How about this? Yamada's the thirsty one. He's more of the guy that he wants what he wants.
I guess. Yeah.
So,
I failed to see the difference, but yeah.
I guess so. Listen, it's two junior high students that they clearly both like each other more than just friends, and it's clear they probably want to be together. Now the first 2 episodes they were great. I enjoyed those first 2 episodes. I think the highlight of last week's episode was the fact that he went over to her house the first time. I thought that whole moment was fun. It was great, cute, adorable. You kind of get a little dive into how Yamada thinks and kind of how the fact that you could say she kind of holds herself up to a big standard, and she feels like some people don't feel like she can live up to that or something like that, and it gets her upset. So I like the little hug moment they had last week. That was nice. That was cute. The dad, which we'll talk into a bit, seeing him at first, I was like, oh great, is he gonna be like the type of dad that's gonna be like strict as shit? And we get into episode 3, and we find out in one, it was it was a Valentine's Day episode. I was I was I looked at all the episodes. This might have to be my favorite episode of the entire series so far.
um, I could think of a few other episodes that I might like better, but this one's actually pretty really good.
Like, it's oh my goodness, Valentine's. So typically you have your Valentine's Day episode in these romance shows, and typically it's always surrounded around chocolate, getting chocolate. I rarely got Valentine's stuff from people when I was in school, but
I think
whatever.
I think I may start.
So, the episode 3 starts off where Yamada's friends are talking about Valentine's Day coming up, and they're talking about making chocolates and everything, and or what to really do. And it kind of leads into this whole situation like, oh, how about we just go over to your house and make chocolates together? And then Yamada invites Ichikawa to make chocolates with them. Which, hey, this is actually kind of a first, because typically you would have it to where the girls make the chocolate for the guys, but you have it where the guy character is actually with the girlfriends.
hmm
Um,
well, yeah. From what I learned, yeah, here's the guys are supposed to give the girls, but in Japan, yeah, the girls usually give to the guys.
because usually in Japan there's White Day, and that's when the guys kind of give something back. Maybe that's what they're gonna do next week. For next week's episode, White Day episode. It would make
Mhm.
sense.
Maybe.
And then because obviously, and they foreshadowed that in this episode of the fact, because they were kind of like, so Ichikawa, what you gonna do for White Day? And he kind of has no idea, but honestly, I think you just take her to go eat some pastry or whatever, and she'll take it and she'll be happy.
Mhm.
Because anything that she gets from him, she's happy. She could probably get a freaking, he could probably get her a cat and she'll love it. So what happens is he ends up going over to Yamada's place because she texted him the night before, like, "Oh, come at this time" or whatever. Now her friends show up. They're like, "Oh, Ichikawa, hey, how you doing?" and everything. And then he's like, "Wait, am I supposed to be here?" And then he tries to walk off and everything. But then obviously the freaking her other friend who clearly knows that okay, these two characters like each other.
Mhm.
Um she's like, "Where you going? Her place is right here." So also too, I think I also appreciate the fact in this episode. Now it seems that Yamada's friends, except with the one chick who's like her closest friend since like junior, like early stage junior high, it seems
Mhm.
like all her friends now know that Yamada and Ichikawa both like each other.
It is pretty obvious at this point.
Like, except for the one brown-haired girl, she is like, she might be dense as shit. I'm sorry, because she wasn't picking up on any signals. Like the ones you had, obviously you have a girl who acts like a cat, and then you have the other adultish like friend. I'm sorry, I don't know these characters' names. I'm sorry, but they basically know because you see how like when they go inside. At first, they obviously Ichikawa's met Yamada's mom at some point. Well, he hasn't formally met her mom. He has just seen her mom from the first season for the parent teacher conferences, right?
Mhm.
And at first, you know, she's welcoming him in. She's like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And then she's like, "A boy,"
Mhm.
and I'm just like, "Oh shit."
The way she gave that look, like, oh, is she not gonna be cool about it?
Yeah, and you know, again, I love Ichikawa. I love Ichikawa's characters. I do, and I think this is just the growth of his character with the fact that he's eventually going to grow and be more confident to speak for himself. Because we see it how at the end of this episode, you know, he ends up telling Yamada like, "Why don't you, you know, don't get them chocolate?" Because he wants to be the only person to get chocolate from her, right?
Mhm.
So obviously they're building the fact that he's gonna have confidence, and he doesn't really speak up to say like, "Oh, I'm just a friend of Yamada's" and everything. Because even in his head, he's like, "Should I say I'm a friend and everything?" I'm like, "Dude, just say you're a friend. You know Yamada. You go to the same school. I don't think the mom's gonna have an issue with that." But then you had it to where I think her name's Mocha, the cat-looking girl. She what does she say?
Uh, he's my he's my boyfriend or something. Whatever.
He's my bae.
Yeah, you see Yamada's reaction.
Yeah. Oh my god. We'll get about that in a second. And then freaking Yamada's mom was like, "Oh,
How the
okay." And then she's just watching these two, and obviously they're trying to play it. Or Mocha's trying to play it off like, "Oh, we're buddy buddy." Because at first, you have it when they're about to make the chocolates. Yamada's putting the apron on him, right? Like
Mhm.
butting up the apron. Then she has to bump out the way because the mom's looking. It's like, "Oh, I got this for you" and everything. And the mom's like, "Is this how kids act nowadays?" Oh my goodness. Also, can I just say this? Yamada's mom, just like Yamada, is a snack.
Yes, yes.
A whole snack.
I was gonna say, wow, her mom's hot.
Like, I'm sorry. What's up? What's up? We definitely know where he well, we'll talk about the dad in a second, actually. So you just kind of have it to where through this time they're making chocolates. Mocha's kind of playing it off and everything and being funny. Now, the one friend, like, I think you guys might need to stop this shit right now. Like, it's not healthy. And then you just have Yamada kind of looking a little bit sad, upset, depressed because it's like, no, I'm supposed to be the one that hangs out with Ichikawa like this. Um, and obviously, she's feeling a bunch of different emotions. And then to the point she has to like try to get her mom away from doing everything. Like, don't look at this and everything. And then it leads to another thing. Eventually, it leads to them, you know, or Ichikawa having to go wash his hands after making the chocolates and everything. And then you get this funny ass death stare by Yamada.
Uh, yeah, like, are you having fun? Are you having fun? And then he's like, I need to go to the bathroom.
And you can, I saw that, like, I was like, oh, you just pissed her off. She ain't happy. I'm like, you might want to be like, something. You might want to say, listen, we're just doing, this isn't real. My man, he found out, all right, don't piss Yamada off. I love the fact how he also knows, like, okay, don't piss her off. See, you remember back in season 1, he wanted to kill her or something, do some killing stuff with her.
Now,
Yamada was like, now I'm gonna kill your ass. Oh my goodness. Remember, men, do not piss off ladies, you know?
yes. Fun fact: when a guy gets jealous, apparently people think it's kind of cute, but when a girl gets jealous,
No.
World War III is about to start.
Yep. So he's in the restroom Ichikawa's in the restroom thinking, and he sees his manga alter ego he's been always envisioning. What does manga dude have to tell him, essentially?
Just tell her mom that you and that other chick aren't really dating and stuff.
Yeah. I do find it funny because it's kind of like Ichikawa's, like, maybe I guess you can say it could be the side of Ichikawa that's just like, bro, just tell the truth and get it over with. Even though it's like in the form of this manga dude he's read in his little manga story, but at first it looks like he's going to leave, and you had it to where the mom is like, oh, you're leaving and everything, and then, you know, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm leaving, and I'm just like, dude, you're just gonna piss Yamada off even more. You can't just up and leave just out of the blue right then and there. And Yamada shows up, and then eventually he's just like, you have it to where Ichikawa was thinking, and then eventually he's like, you know what? Let me just say it. Let me just tell her the truth. He goes on to say, like, listen, me and Mocha, we weren't like that. We were just like messing with you and acting like that. We just lied. Blah 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 blah. So then he ends up leaving, and I'm like, is this really how it's gonna end? He's just gonna leave, and then he's gonna just call Yamada on the phone later or something like that. But shockingly enough, he stood there at the door long enough for Yamada's mom to open the door up and be like, oh, like, come back in and talk with me and everything. And they kind of have a little bit of a talk, and then that's when Yamada's mom starts to piece the pictures together, because she's like, wait a second, you're a boy. Oh, you're that Ichikawa fellow that, you know, I met your mom at the parent-teacher conference, and also Yamada just won't stop talking about you. And then Yamada had to come out and then stop this from happening. I don't know what the mom was trying to say, but it's implied that, like, Yamada tells her mom a lot, and Yamada must have told her mom, like, I really, really like this guy. So, I'm, as a further notice, I'm convinced that the mom knows that Yamada likes Ichikawa, or Anna likes Ichikawa. So that was fun because obviously Yamada is like, no, don't, no, I need to talk to him. Go away, mom, and everything. And then you kind of have your little resolution scene between the two where he apologizes and everything. And then she's just happy and things like that. At first, it looks like he was going to leave, but she's like, can you please stay? And I'm like, you can't turn down a cute face like that. Come on now. So that's when he goes back in. And then who shows up? Because all Yamada's friends are all scared and everything.
The big dad himself.
Yes. Dad. And this freaks Ichikawa out. And then you just have to where the dad looks at Ichikawa and it's like,
do you play games?
Yes, go explain the dad. Explain Yamada's dad.
Well, anyways, before that, we got revealed that he's actually a chef. He knows how to cook and stuff. Then yes, he went back into some kind of room, and then he came back out. While Yamada and Ichikawa were whispering to each other, they got surprised, and her dad comes up to Ichikawa asking, "Do you play games?" And one thing led to another. They're playing video games.
And then you get this like wholesome moment where the mom just sits right next to him and it's like, "Oh, I apologize, you know. He doesn't know how to manage his, you know, space." You know, and then
She clearly has a type.
yes. And then Yamada shows up out of nowhere because they're about to play the game, and then Yamada shows up, he's like, "I'd like to play games too." And her chest is legitimately on this man's head. Now they don't like very, very detail it, but you can tell. Oh no. This man is literally just his head her boobs are literally resting on this man's head.
Yes.
And he's just sitting right next to her mom, right next to her dad, and don't get a dirty thought, and she's on top.
Her mom is
And I'm just like, oh yes, this is gonna be a future family at some point. This is gonna be the future family. I like it.
I like it.
So I think at this point it's clear that Yamada's parents like Ichikawa. They like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then after the chocolates are done being made, what is it? I guess the girls go off to go do what they need to go. Oh, tell them about what happened about the dad after, you know, the games were done. Because Mocha comes over, Yamada's friend comes over.
Oh yeah, like yeah. While they're playing games, he put his you know, like his bangs up. She's like, oh no, he's hot.
Yes. So
yes, apparently he's a looker underneath all that scruff.
Yes, he clearly is. So now we know why Yamada has the good looks.
Aside from her also attractive mom.
Yes, I want the mom so bad. The mom's hot.
Let me have this one.
All right, you can get the mom. I've already claimed Yamada. I'll be generous, unless you want the sister.
I'll take the mom.
Oh, it's because the sister drinks.
No, nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay. I like I like Ichikawa's sisters. Ichikawa's sister's kind of cute too.
Yeah.
Anyways, they go. Her friends go out to go like clean up and everything. Shockingly enough, the dog wasn't in this episode. Yamada's dog. You would think Yamada's dog would show up in this episode.
Yeah. Where is it?
Unless it's sleeping, I guess, somewhere. I don't know. You would think the dog would be out. I guess not. Maybe they just put it gated up or something because maybe the dog they don't want to have the dog be around guests. I don't know. That's my guess. So anyways, as they're going off, Yamada yanks this man behind the curtains. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, this girl just wants to have some alone time. I'm like, well then you could have just kicked your friend to the curb and just said, hey, let me have this moment with this guy I really like. She gives him chocolate and I'm just like, oh, that's adorable. She's like, please, can you try the chocolate? Because she specifically made this chocolate just for Ichikawa, which I think is adorable, cute. I love the relationship. It's adorable. And it's just this girl that just wants to be in this dude's life and just wants to get all of his thoughts. He bites the chocolate. He says it's kind of sweet. And she's like, oh yeah. And so now I guess she knows, okay, let's not make the chocolate so sweet next time. So I'm just like, okay, where's the episode gonna go now and everything? And you know, you had it to where they all end up leaving and everything. They leave the house. They say their goodbyes and everything. And then you kind of have it where Ichikawa was walking with Yamada's two friends. Also, I kind of like the fact that the one friend is like really freaking dense still. You kind of get a backstory of how they first met, which it was funny. But you kind of have it to where eventually you kind of have this conversation with her where Ichikawa was having with her friends where they kind of realize, one, they're like, have you been over to her place already? And he's like, oh yeah, about that. And then Mocha is like, or Moika is like, did you guys do it? I'm just like, God. God.
Chill, girl, chill.
I'm like, I understand. She must be like, she supports this relationship 100%. But I'm like, calm down. You're only in junior high. Why would you be even doing that stuff? Why would you even be thinking about that stuff? Oh my goodness. And then you kind of get the explanation from the other friend, the one that clearly is now realizing, okay, Yamada likes Ichikawa. It's, you know, she goes on to say, like, she goes on to say how she was kind of upset and kind of pissed off about the little stunt, the little lie they were doing, or the lie that Moika had. And it's understandable. It seems like this girl is actually going to support this relationship, is actually going to be fine with this relationship. She does kind of seem like the character's like, all right, you just better not make Yamada cry, otherwise you're going to get it.
Yeah.
But it seems like she supports the relationship. It was funny because freaking Ichikawa is like, you know, thank you and everything, and then he just runs up. He's like, oh yeah, I'm actually walking this way. And they're like, well then why the fuck did you stop, dude? But I think this is good for Ichikawa. Not only is he friends with Yamada, and he obviously has a crush on her, which we'll talk about in a bit, but now the friends are actually cool with him too. And they actually support the relationship between the two and potentially being together because they want to see their friend Yamada be happy. And I can't fault them for that. I love it when romance shows, they just have the friends actually appreciate the guy or the girl that said friend is actually into. They don't, in some romance shows, they do it to where you have the one friend that's just an absolute asshole and just like, you can't date this person, you can't fall in love with this person, I don't care. I'm just gonna protect my friend.
That's a lot of soap operas these days.
And yes, that's the one thing about Dangers in My Heart I like. They have their drama. Like their drama were like, okay, you know, where, like, for example, this episode we have the drama where, okay, Moeka is pretending to be Ichikawa's boyfriend, and you can clearly see that Yamada's pissed off by it, right? Now, if this was some other regular romance show, this would have happened for like maybe 2-3 episodes, and they would have did this plot going where guy is stupidly dense about the situation when it comes to the girl he's into, you know, where he doesn't realize, oh, she's pissed off because I'm playing it off with some other chick as I'm a pretend boyfriend, and she's upset. In some romance shows, they actually do that storyline where it takes them maybe 2-3 episodes long, and it's like, dude, come on, figure it out. In this episode, it takes them only about maybe like one episode, maybe like either 5 to 10 minutes later in the episode, they fix that issue regardless, and they just have it where Ichikawa was like, hey, listen, it wasn't me, Moeka lied about that, I had nothing to do with that, you know, I know Yamada, she's my friend, blah 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 blah. In other romance shows, in some, not all, some, they have this plot line just to obviously create drama and everything in the relationship, and they drag it out for a while. Dangers in My Heart, when they have these drama moments, they don't drag these episodes out. They don't drag them out. They literally resolve this drama in one episode if there's drama, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So then Ichikawa goes home. The sister is yucking it up. She's like, you went to friggin' Yamada's house to make chocolates with her and you didn't invite. No, she didn't say you didn't invite me, but it's obvious the sister also sims for Yamada too.
Hey.
But essentially, the sister's drinking her alcohol and everything, and then dude gets a call, he goes on to tell. Actually, Ichikawa tells. That's when he talked to her on the phone. My bad. He gets a phone call, and the sister's like, "Oh, you gotta get a phone call. Are you gonna take that?" He goes to his room. He takes the call. Yamada, of course, wearing a very revealing outfit. I will say that, like she always is. Well, not always is, but you get the point. When she's in her free time, she's wearing I wouldn't say scandalous, but she's wearing outfits that would probably be attractive to some dudes in her age group.
Yes, and I wouldn't say revealing. Revealing is just casual.
Yeah, casual stuff, like basically a tank top, but you can see the cleavage. What?
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
yeah.
Um, she's basically calling. She was like, "So, what'd you think of my parents and everything?" And he's just being honest. What is he saying?
They're I thought they were going to be strict. However, after like explained everything, they're basically how I expected them to be.
And then, what did Yamada say, or say in terms of what her parents told her about Ichikawa?
And her friends.
Yes.
Her dad was like, I forgot to ask him for his friend code.
The dad's a gamer. I think those two are gonna get along very happily.
Yes,
And then what does the mom have to say?
they're exactly what I expected.
So yes. Now I would have liked it if maybe Yamada was like, "So what did you think about Ichikawa?" Now, if she had said that, and then the mom would be like, "Oh, I like him and everything. I think he's a nice boy." But I think at the end, I think we're at the point that the parents approve of Ichikawa. Now, they don't know. They probably don't know that their daughter she may like him, but maybe they do know this because you ain't just inviting any regular boy over to make chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
You're clearly inviting a boy over because you like this person. And then plus the dad is like, I just want to get his friend code so I can play video games with him and bring him up. And the dad also makes a mention, like, is he coming back again? And then obviously Yamada's like, yeah, sure, I can ask him or whatever. So we're gonna get more dad moments. Now the question is, are we gonna get some alliteration version of Smash in this universe? Because I know in other animes they do that sometimes. But actually, they can't actually do that because in this universe there's like a weird McDonald's copy paste type of thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably gonna be Smash with some low budget Mario, I guess. Or maybe they'll do the opposite. Maybe they'll call it Super Smash Sisters Brawl. All right, get your head out of the gutter. All right, get your head out of the gutter.
I was gonna say, where's this going?
Get your head out of the gutter. I'm just saying. Maybe they do the opposite of that, even though that wouldn't sound appropriate, but you get what I mean.
It's a little weird.
Anyways, the phone call happens. She tells him like, "You'll come over to my house again, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, cool." She's like, "Yeah," she's happy. So now it seems like he can freely just go over to her house, no matter what, no matter how many times, and the parents won't be mad about that.
Yeah, because she approves.
She approves. They both approve. I'm happy. Now, when he goes back, that's when we get Ichikawa revealing a lot, and we make major progress in terms of his development as a character and his development in terms of his feelings for Yamada. So basically, the sister kind of teases him by saying like, "Oh, how'd your phone call go?" And obviously, Ichikawa's like, "Shut up" and everything. Now, we kind of get some interesting thoughts of the factor. One, the sister's like, I wouldn't say she's drunk, but eventually, I don't know. She just asks us out the blue, and she's like, "So, when you gonna ask her out?" Man spits out, and I was just like, "Oh, are we getting to this point where he's just gonna ask her out eventually? We're gonna get this angle now?"
I hope so.
So the sister, so then he's like, "Why would you ask a question like that?" And he's like, "Well, you guys are pretty close and everything, so." But the kind of main point with Ichikawa we kind of have is he kind of has this syndrome to where he just views Yamada on this high pedestal because she's like a model and she's on TV and everything. He has a feeling like if she goes away because she gets something like very famous, like a famous gig or whatever, I feel like she's gonna just forget about me and act as if I don't exist anymore. She's just gonna live off in her own life. And the sister's like, why would she think that? I think it's clear that she clearly likes you, dude. I don't think she would ever forget you if she wants to be around you so much. And then you just kind of have it to where, what does Ichikawa kind of blurt out?
I want to be her boyfriend.
And this shocks the sister. The sister was like,
Are you? Are
huh?
you?
And I was just like, wait, what? And you just kind of have it to where, well, Ichikawa wants Yamada all to himself, and he's just like, he's essentially saying, I like her a lot, and I just want to take the time to spend time with her and everything. Which I can't hate the man. If you like somebody, you go get what you want. Go get what you want.
Mhm.
And maybe the season's gonna build up to the point at the end. This is when he's gonna eventually ask Yamada out on a date or something like that, or maybe ask like, "Hey, I want to ask you out," and or I don't know how they're gonna put it, but maybe he's gonna ask her like, "Hey, can we? I want to be your boyfriend" or something like that. I don't know, but clearly a date has to happen. So maybe we're gonna get a date episode this week, or not this week, but at some point in the season. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm all for it.
And then the episode kind of ends off where Yamada's kind of thinking about what to get the other boys for chocolate, or in terms of chocolate, and then Ichikawa was like, "How about you don't?" You know, and which she's like, "Okay, sure." Which I'm like, my man, he's having the confidence in himself. He now he's starting to realize what he wants, and he knows that, okay, no, I'm not letting this girl, I wouldn't say interact with any guys, but I'm not gonna let this girl try to get into any other boys or give other boys something that I can't get for myself. So maybe we'll have selfish Ichikawa for once. And who knows, maybe if that dick of a guy at the end of season 1 that we showed that was trying to get at Yamada, if he shows up again, I hope Ichikawa was like,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that guy and that other like perverted guy. I thought they were the same person for a moment there. I thought they were the same person until like there's clearly a personality difference.
Yeah. He's kind of more of that laid back, chill, cool type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
That is still kind of a bit of a pervert because he's trying to get at Yamada.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy's just straight up pervert. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Those fools, they be like, oh, what if they were in this bikini and everything? I'm just like, do you guys have anything else better to do with your lives but talk about girls and revealing outfits? My God. So yes, really great development of an episode. Really great episode. I'm loving the fact that Ichikawa now knows what he wants. He wants to be with Yamada. He wants to be Yamada's boyfriend. And he's not going to let anybody get in his way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's probably going to take some time because it looks like it's definitely going to be to the point where he's going to build up to do that, to have the confidence to eventually ask her out on a date and then ask her to be her boyfriend or whatever. And I think regardless at the end of the day, she's going to say yes regardless because she likes the guy. Now, she could say no because she might be too flustered. Who knows? So yeah, and I loved how the sister I loved how the sister kind of put it in this episode where she kind of said like, I don't think your feelings would change regardless of how you may view somebody or how they would change over time. And then also too, Ichikawa, I forgot to mention, he did say like, I don't care if she changes over time. I don't think he basically admitted like there will be no other girl for me other than Yamada, which I also did like that too. I was like, my man is just
Man.
I'm like, he's just letting it out. He's like, I don't care what girl is out there. The one girl for me I want is Yamada. I'm like, now if Yamada hears that, if he says there's not one girl that compares to you,
I respect it.
It's done. It's done. If he says that to her, she can't say no. She can't say no. If he just says there's no other girl, I want you, Yamada, she may be flustered, but she's gonna love hearing that. Great episode. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. But what am I saying? Every episode of Dangers in My Heart is a 10 out of 10. I'm
Yep.
sorry, but by the end of season 2, this might be my favorite romance series of all time. Of all time.
Yeah, yeah. I have a feeling that that would be the case for me also.
I've seen a lot of romance shows, but nothing as good as this. And it's just the wholesomeness, the cuteness, the adorableness.
Hmm.
I think this man wanted to kill Yamada. Now he's simping.
Yeah.
But sometimes it be like that, right?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, anyways, we're gonna get out of here because we need to go watch some Solo Leveling.
Yep.
I need to go see more S tier cheeks. The blondie. I hope she's in the episode. The sister's hot though. His sister's hot though.
Hmm.
What?
This man does not hold back.
I'm sorry, man. I see these anime girls like Nami, One Robin, Dr. Vegapunk. They're all snacks.
Got it.
You saw the episode. If you don't know what I'm talking about with Dr. Vegapunk, I'm just gonna say Dr. Vegapunk's got cake.
So I heard.
Yes, she's got cake.
I'm.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. We're done talking about cake. This is a wholesome episode review.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Catch you guys next video. Till then, guys, we'll see you next week for Dangers in My Heart. Peace.
Peace.